Today is one of the most important days of Alex Eli's life. He's about to be engaged. But this is not just any engagement. Alex is Romani, or Roma, a group also commonly referred to as Gypsies. The family is throwing a party that will culminate in the elders from each side negotiating a dowry. Members of both families are unwilling to appear on camera at this private event, so most faces are obscured.
What they do is they settle a price. They settle a price of how much that we have to pay for his daughter. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty expensive. I could put a down payment on a new house, but whatever, it's no big deal. After they settle with the price, they pour the 2 glasses of drinks from my father and from my future father-in-law, and they toast and they drink.
At 18, Alex contends he is ready for marriage.
Overall, I'm very happy and I can't wait to start my life.
Alex is part of a younger generation of Roma that is staying in school longer than their parents may have. He will be the first member of his immediate family to graduate from high school. He says this was his choice. He realized how important school was to him when he won an academic award in the 8th grade.
Now I'm on a plaque for life in the middle school, plaque for life, and that changed my ideology of being a gypsy. Then when I went to high school freshman year, I didn't want to leave because there's so many cultures. There's Jewish, there's Russian, there's Italian, there's all different kinds of people. And I realized, yes, you're a gypsy, but you don't have to hang out with them all the time.
Alex's father is George Eli. He featured Alex in his film, Searching for the Fourth Nail, a documentary about the quest to discover meaning as a Romani in America. George Eli says he kept Alex in school despite so-called boundary laws that teach Roma to keep a distance from non-Roma, or Godje. He believes this is a tradition that may have developed over time.
The modern Rom of today, like myself, assume that it's a tradition, that this is just tradition, this is who we are for 1,000 years to keep away. Didn't know that our ancestors were doing as survival mechanisms. That's called, in my opinion, and I like to coin the phrase here, oppression through tradition. You see? You know, it started off with oppression and now it's tradition.
University of Texas professor Ian Hancock is a Romani who immigrated to the United States from England in 1972. Whatever the origin of some boundary laws, he says maintaining them is very important to some Roma.
The older generation fears that too much outside education dilutes the identity and could even be polluting in a spiritual sense. Too much involvement in the non-Romani world can debilitate you and can affect you socially.
Alex's great-uncle John believes that as younger Roma are integrating more into American society, they are losing Romani culture.
Somebody told me once that we can be gypsy, but we can be American gypsies. You know, we don't have to stay in the culture. We can become Americans and we still call ourselves gypsies. But without the culture, we're not gypsies. That's the only thing that's holding us together.
John recalls dropping out of school in 8th grade. His father said it was time to get married. But despite his deep-seated fears about loss of culture, John says he realizes the importance of education for the next generation of Roma.
We don't want to be old-fashioned gypsies in the modern world. We want to keep up with the times. And some of them do.
Paris Williams cannot be called old-fashioned. She lives in Texas now, but the 9-year-old's dream is to move to Hollywood and become an actress. Why?
I love attention.
Gene Williams, Paris's father, says that although he is worried about the effects of assimilation on their culture, he wants his children to have more opportunities than he did.
I wanted to go to school my own self. I didn't get to finish high school, because I had to work and my parents moved around a lot and I didn't get to stay in one school. I went to the 10th grade. That's as far as I got. But I want them to have more than I had, more opportunity.
Back at Alex Eli's engagement party, a middle ground between assimilation and cultural stability seems to have been found. The family takes a break from dancing to American pop music to focus on the evening's most important task. The two families agree to a deal that Alex seems happy with.
The price was unbelievable. It was $12,700. Money given back from him, $2,700, so we got it for $10,000. Great, successful price, great deal, great situation. Now it's time to have some fun.
Alex can't have too much fun, though. He is a high school senior, and he'll need to be back in class on Monday. Glenn Cates, Voice of America.